I've got Poor Flanking Infantry. They're just really good cards. They offer targets for Commander Swarm, but I just think they're generally just really, really good, strong cards. You could possibly kick them, but I think 36 cards is around the right mark for including Dunbanner. So these just get silly value for free. So if you're 20 points behind, they will just summon from your deck. So silly value for free, right? They're going to be coming out at 5s due to the Foltest buff. So Foltest is of course our leader, and he buffs all these cards by 1. So that's 36 potential points if you mill through your whole deck you get off your leader, which is pretty nuts. Most of the time you're going to play probably like 20 cards, but that's a 24 strength leader, which is really, really good. And he synergizes well with it. So Blue Stripe Scouts are the core of the deck. So they boost this unit by 1 and all bronze loyal Temerian units with the same power in your hand, deck, or on your side of the board. What it buffs essentially is it pulls the commandos, of course. It buffs our Temerian infantrymen, and it also buffs our Azura Adepts, as these are Temerian. So these of course call in Biting Frost, and having a 7 strength Azura Adepts is extremely powerful. If you think monsters, you have the white Wild Hunt Hounds. They're 3 strengths, right? And they summon frosts. So really strong. Mad value off those. We've also then got the Witch Hunters, which don't get buffed, but as you could have seen, you saw in that last game, you can get really silly value off them. You're always going to pull all of these in this deck because we've got quite a lot of mages. We've got Philippa, we've got Margarita, and we've got Deathmold. You could also consider putting Yennefer in this deck. However, I think Royal Decree takes its place in such a big deck. Finally, what else have I not talked about? Well, Silvers, the main piece that makes this so consistent is Vest. So the mulliganing cards obviously means you can put away your light cavalry that you don't want. You can put away a commander you don't want. You can put away a frost you don't want. And also you can just try and force yourself to get cards in clutch situations. Like in that last game, we got rid of a Temerian and we drew a Commander's Horn. Like, what more can you ask for? Then Silver's Death Mold is just sick. Margarita is awesome. We've got Thala for spies, and then we've got our 2 tactics cards. Commander's Horn, which of course is really easy to get off, especially with Poor Flanking, Witch Hunters and Temerians. It's really easy to get off basically. Oh, we've got 2 scouts as well for adepts, mainly for scouts but also for infantry. I'm going all over the place a bit, but reinforcement then. So it's been nerfed, but our main reinforcement target is going to be this lovely lady over here, Vess. So being able to mulligan away cards is really important in this deck and can really help. The big problem before with it was when you draw it perfectly, it's almost unstoppable, and Vess just aids that, right? The tempo you can generate is crazy with this deck, and Vess just enables helping to make that more likely. But on top of that, we can also play Vess and reinforcement through 2 of our gold cards. John Natalis, who of course plays a silver tactics card, so one of these 2. But also Royal Decree can then summon Vess from that. So you go Royal Decree into John, into reinforcement, into Vess, which sounds pretty excessive, but honestly, there's times where that is really going to be your best bet. And then we've also got our other 2, Dandelion, who naturally fits into a deck such as this because he's buffing units in the deck. And we've also got Philippa for her sheer removal power. I just think she's fantastic. Card possible replacements, you could put in Dijkstra, you could put Igni in, you could put Yennefer in, you could even probably put Trisba or Kira, definitely could put Kira in, but yeah, I would say they're probably your best bets. Even Sultan Animal Tamer could actually be considered in this as well, but he's kind of like a golden version of Poor Flaming Infantry. So yeah, let's get into a game. Where are we chilling in the leaderboards? We're just outside the top 1k, so we've probably got time for like two or 3 more games on the stream for the time being. Yeah, let's go, see what we can do here, boys. Zio10 Kazo10 says, what would you suggest to replace Royal Decree with? I assume it's mainly for thinning. What else would you suggest trying? So yeah, I would suggest Yennefer probably being your most likely option. Vanilla Yennefer. I use her in my 27 card version of this deck, and she's really good. Because you could even put Decoy in, but honestly, I think Royal Decree is a perfect. It's very rare you're going to draw all 4 of your gold cards in a deck such as this. I think Royal Decree is fantastic. even though you might think you're wasting a gold slots aren't even necessarily as important anymore. And guaranteeing yourself to draw, its situational use is mad, right? It really, really, really is. I can play Commander's Horn with Royal Decree. I can play Reinforcement with it. I can play through John Natalis, right? I can play Philippa or Dandelion. I think I really would suggest trying out Royal Decree in a deck such as this. I think it's great. Right, here we go. This is actually looking pretty good. However, what I don't have is any Blue Stripes Scouts. So, as a result, I'm actually going to go ahead and drop a Witch Hunter here. Wow, look at that as well. I've got Vess as well too. I really would like to get a Blue Stripe Scout. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. This is where Vess can come in useful though, right? I mean, what do you do against this? I guess this is all I can do.
Takes an interest in cobblers. No.
Oh, we get one from Thala. So he's going to pass. My light cavalry is going to come out here. And then we will take the round nice and easily. One card down. I've been in this situation before, actually. Oh wow, he's going to keep playing. Interesting. Interesting. I could still pass.
Can't take it anymore.
Just met some 32 cards. Oh mate, Patty. It's the start, mate. It's the start of a revolution. I'll aim to upload. In the time I'm away, I'll probably upload a deck guide for this deck. You probably would have seen me talk about it as well already. This might be the very video, so that's a bit of inception, isn't it? I'm just going to continue with these.
Take it anymore.
So, silly value. The Hawker Smuggler obviously is a particular card that counters this deck very well. So if you're wondering why have I still not played Foltest, the reason being is I will get 4 extra points off Foltest by playing Foltest when my left and right flanking infantry are on the board, which is pretty effective.
We shall drive the ape men into the sea.
I'm still very far behind here, but I'm really not too worried. I'm going to hit him with a Foltest. I could catch him up, I'm pretty sure, with just the Commander's Horn on its own. I still could be inclined to play Vess here, but I might just save her at this point. I've got Dandelion or John Natalis here as well, which is pretty nice. So I've got Reinforcement with John Natalis at the moment as Commander's Horns in hand. So he plays that. I mean, it's definitely possible that it's just going to destroy me, right? I'm definitely worried that I'm just going to get taken out straight away here. Do I pass? Is this just my time to pass? Just cut my losses? I've really not invested much, whereas he has invested loads. This is definitely my pass, right? I imagine it's the one that damages my units, so I was unable to play my scout. I think the only mistake I made there was playing my weather card, but it didn't really matter too much, right? We lost the coin flip. He had 12 points on the board to start off with, but we're actually a card up, so I think overall we've done pretty well out of that round. I don't think we can have too many complaints. Okay, we actually need to be very careful here because John Natalis is currently going to be a dead card.
No such
with
thing.
the fact that I've got both Reinforcement and Commander's Horn here, so do need to be careful and wary of such situations. It's probably better to keep Vess for round 3 though, in case I draw into cards that I don't want round 3. I actually think it's probably going to be within my interest to play my scout here. I'm of course going to... That's going to be a lot of points that I'm kind of wasting, but I think that's my best play here. I imagine he's going to pass. He is. Okay. So we're even cards going into the last round. I think all in all, we're not too happy. We're not too disappointed with that. We would like to draw another one of our gold cards if at all possible. Not what we're after, but at least we're not going to draw into it. We obviously still want our Temerian infantry. Okay, so that's going to be our reinforcement. We've got Vess for 2 mulligans here, so let's just pretty much go ahead and do that straight away, I guess. I'm actually just going to start with the flanking.
Take it anymore.
And then I'm going to play my Adept just to thin out a Frost that I don't want, if you see what I mean. So you kind of want to thin your deck as much as possible to alleviate.
I kneel before no
I mean,
one.
as well, it could also be considered not to drop one of these because I'm actually going to be getting... I could just go for Dandelion, but I think John probably nets me more points than Dandelion. Right or wrong? I mean, I guess he doesn't. I guess Dandelion would just be a sensible option here. But then what would I drop? I mean, do I need to drop anything, really, if that's the case? If I'm just going to take Dandelion. It's an interesting one, really. So, basically, the situation I'm in, I've got Vest and Mulligan things away. I'm going to start off with this.
Doubt I'll ever pay off these school loans.
It's obviously nice. I think I need to Mulligan here.
Special prize, just for you, love.
I'm going to go ahead and fill up it here. So 5, 4, 3, 2. So I think I need to actually hit the 5 on this.
I've no mercy for your kind.
5, 4, 3, 2. So I'm saying it, but I'm not actually working it out. I'm sure it's going to destroy it, right? It's not going to proc straight away. 5, 4, 3, 2. I can count. I promise.
Special prize,
Right,
just
we've got
for
another
you,
one
love.
out. Now here is the decision time. What am I doing? What am I doing? I've still got another Frost in my deck, so I could use my Reaver Scout and pull another Frost out. I could use my Reaver Scout, however, on an infantry. I could mulligan it away. I think I'm going to get
one of us or not?
Another weather, because I'm pretty sure he's not got a weather clear. And that's making it's definitely making Vest more likely to be good, right? Maybe even our Witch Hunters could get ditched here, in theory. I'm really not sure what to do here, you know. I really obviously need reinforcement. Yeah, and that's pretty much what it was like. We got there, right? That's all that matters. I'm really actually quite torn on what to do, so... Dandelion from Royal Decree. Nah.
I'll manage.
I'm going to stick
Don't
with what
you
I
fret.
originally said. I'm going to put Reinforcement away. Or I'll put Commander's one away. It doesn't matter which. That's actually quite a nice draw, but I don't really want it. I'm going to get Dandelion anyway, so look at that. It worked out a treat. These things sometimes do just work themselves out. So I've got my Temerian Infantryman from Reinforcement. I've got... my Commander's Horn and John Natalis from Royal Decree, and I've still got my buffs from Dandelion, so it absolutely worked out perfectly there. You can really see the power of Vest. Like she makes a crap hand good, and she makes a terrible hand somewhat manageable, and she makes a good hand incredible. Like I say, I really do believe this deck is very difficult to beat with the perfect hand, and Vest is just an enabler in creating that perfect hand. So Dandelion's going to come in and buff up our Temerians. I guess I'll just buff one up and buff 2 Witch Hunters up, just to avoid Scorch and Igni and that, just in case. I still get the points from all of them no matter what.
Yovith will guide us.
I'm guaranteed a mage, of course, because Philippa and also the Adepts are a mage. So I think my next play here is going to be my Witch Hunters, honestly. Is he going to have a bigger target than that? Possibly. I may as well wait, right? There's not too much risk. So let's go ahead and play Reinforcement. Getting out our Temerian Infantryman. Look at this value we've got. Pretty crazy, right? Pretty damn crazy. Pretty nuts. We'll fit in one game after this, boys, as well for the stream. See if we can continue to win. I'm so confident I've won. I'm already saying it as if I have. I have actually found a big issue with Marigold's Hailstorm has been ripping me to absolute pieces. That is one thing I will say. You do need to be careful of that. He's not got any mages here, has he? No. So we get all of these out and we just hit the biggest reset. And then of course our final play is in fact 29 points off 1 gold card, which is actually nuts. Yeah, that is actually nuts.
My head spy!
So Raw Decree now boosts it by 2. It was already a really good card for this deck, but it's just been made even better with that. Where's my best place to go here? To avoid Marigold's Hailstorm as much as possible. I guess it's probably here. There we go. Actually, it's not. It's got to be here, right? It's got to be on this this row. Look at this. So we've got a 29-point gold card right there. Beat that, mate. I don't care what you've got. I'm so confident I've won. This is points, obviously, here. And this is Marigold's Hailstorm. Of course it is, because he's a net decker. But we should have enough, even despite that. And yes, that is very true. I should have reset Philippa. You are absolutely right. Let's go, boys. Nice win. Hopefully you can see the unbelievable power of John Natalis and his 35 friends we've got in this deck. Gearjock says, I'm going to have to make this when I get home. Oh, it's good to hear, man. I'm glad I mixed it up. I was just playing the same old deck, and I said to the boys in the stream, let's experiment a bit with like a 36 carder. So I'm glad it's interesting, you boys. I should have a video guide up on it, either later today or tomorrow. It could actually be this very video that I'm doing now, if you see what I mean. So this is going to be the last game of the stream, boys. If you do enjoy your time here and you have not done so already, please do give us a follow. It'll be sweet. Yeah, it'll be sweet. So basically, we had like a really similar deck to this, but we just added to it. We're up against Dagon, which honestly, this could be a tough matchup.
Attack!
We really fancy our chances against Scoia'tael. This is like the perfect Scoia'tael. Oh, right. So instantly, what we need to be careful of, right, is the fact that we've got all 3 of our golds and not Royal Decree. Royal Decree could be a dead card for us later on, so we do need to be wary of that. However, we have got Vess through reinforcement, so that's nice. But yeah, the idea, of course, with this 36 carder, even if you've got a bad hand, you're going to be able to mulligan things away anyway because of John Natalis drawing reinforcement, which draws Vess, which mulligans, and you've also got Royal Decree, which draws John, if you see what I mean. I'm going to ditch the infantry, boys. This is a pretty good hand, honestly. I don't think I can complain too much. So I'm going to stick with it. No sign of death mold, however, and you cannot get death mold from reinforcement either. So we could struggle with that. That is definitely something we might struggle with. Here comes everyone's favourite leader, 10. Right, and we'll hit him with the fall test next. Get ourselves those 2 extra points we would have not had if we just fall tested straight away, right? Why not? Oh, what, is that a new card? Is that a new card? I've never seen anyone play that before. Must be a new card, right? Wow, that's interesting. A harpy, eh?
Bloody non-humans.
Such poor banter. If you have any relics in your hand, strengthen by 3. So there's the new fiend, boys. First time I've seen someone play that. I'm going to give him a
Cunning play.
Cunning play, because respect that. You may be using harpies, but at least you're using a new card as well. Fair play, son. I'll start a bit of weather myself and attack his carryover. Oh, what a weird noise that was. Oh, no. What?
Thanks,
While
my
this unit
friend.
is in your deck, decrease the counter whenever an allied beast appears. This is a cool deck. I'm glad I'm playing against something different. So, while this unit is in your deck, decrease the counter whenever an allied beast appears. When the counter reaches 0, play this unit on a random row of your deck. Okay, cool. Pretty cool.
You one of us or not?
Bloody non-humans.
So, we continue on our points. He's got a pretty cool deck, right, boys? I'm a fan of this. What he's rocking here. This is pretty damn interesting. 14 of you here, boys. I will let you know if you're just joining us. This is actually the last game of the stream, unfortunately. We will be back later on tonight with some more stuff. We've been live for like 5 hours. I really want to keep going, but I promised my old man I'd mow the lawn today, so I better do it, right? It would just be rude not to, I suppose. As much as I'd love not to do it. Philippa? Yeah. So my adept won't net me enough points, so I am actually going to go ahead and play Philippa here. I could Commander's Horn. I think I'm going to Philippa.
I'll never be imprisoned again.
Commander's Horn's always going to get you mad points, so nice. We've popped the eggs. I should have enough wiggle room to use an adept next.
Yep. Doubt I'll ever pay off these school
Should have gone there.
loans.
Should have gone there, but oh well. Yeah, I'm a fan of this guy's deck. It's really, really cool. He's got lots of new things floating around. So I'm now 13 points behind, so this could definitely be my pass. However, I have also got this fella. I'm actually going to use him, I think. Let me make sure I'm happy with using him here. I could also just pull a few other things with reinforcement, but I probably want to keep Vess. I'm not going to go 20 points behind and get my light cavalry in, unfortunately. So I could either go Margarita, is just not an option in this case at all. I could go John Natalis for loads of points, but then what is my win condition in this round if I use him? What's my win condition for the rest of the game if I use him now? 13 points down, in weather, but so is he. YOLO.
TEMERIAA has yet to speak its last.
Don't know if it's the right play, I really don't know, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because I'm reckless! I'm reckless. Look, not a bad swing, really. Not a bad swing, my friend. He's so good. Shout out Lord Vira. We had the premium from the last patch. A bit of a legend on the channel, actually. So it's really, really sick to... he was like the first Northern Realms card we tried out for that reason, because he changed. And yeah, how pleasantly surprised I am that he's now the main man. Nice. So we get the round. Actually, it was a good decision to use John. And we've got a decent chance of perhaps proccing our light cavalry. I'm assuming he's passing, and he is. I've got Vest from reinforcement. Again, need to be careful with Royal Decree, because that will be dead. Thala is so good, oh my goodness. Thala's just the man. It's mad how good he is in this deck with light cavalry. It really, really is.
Ah, I see you've thought about this.
Which one to choose? It's mad how good he is with light cavalry, he says. I think I'll go for you, Vladimir Putin, on your horse.
Aye, aye, sir.
There come the rest of the boys.
Your will be done, sire.
I'm just going to attack his carryover. I don't want you to have any... I just don't want you to have any carryover, mate. I could have reinforced Vest there, but I mean, I'm just going to play quite a few of my cards I don't want, really. That's my game plan. Take what you want, mate. I don't care. I really don't care.
You one of us
go for
or
another
not?
harpy. Okay, that was actually quite good. I mean, at least that's gone as well, right? So how many harpies has he got left? Is that all of them? That is all of them, right? Of these little fuckers. That's all of them. I'm just going to play this. Finally! Imagine if that was a good card.
Rumors travel faster than the wind.
I'm going to play Dandelion this round as well. Of course, he gets most of his points. He's just adding to our points for our next round. So it seems like it's worth doing. And I'm just going to go for my all three Temerians. I've of course got reinforcement to pull them guaranteed as well if I don't draw into them. So as long as we don't get as long as we don't draw into Royal Decree, we're looking half decent, I'd say. Have I used all my scouts? No, so they're not at... They're at 8 points each, which is 24. So I can actually probably play Margarita here.
I hope we can
Definitely
trust
still.
you.
I'm just going to lock up one of them. If it comes down to 1 point, it was worth it, right? Hopefully he goes for a pass. That would be pretty hilarious. Come on, give us the pass. Come on. So he gets Monster's Nest, which I guess he probably wanted to save. Nice. 1 card each. I could even probably risk playing Reinforcement in some situations here. And just try and draw, but I mean, we've got buffed up Dandelion, buffed up Temerian Infantryman, guaranteed. Looking very, very strong, looking like it's a good win to end the day. Well, end the morning stream. This is the earlier stream of the two I usually do. So, buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. He gets 1 point of carryover. Oh, look at that. So I'm just going to keep this. No point in risking drawing Royal Decree. Otherwise, I could have probably kicked a Reinforcement, honestly, or kicked that. But the only way we'd lose this is if I drew into Royal Decree, because it's going to give us nothing, right? It's one of those rare situations where it gives us nothing. So with his 1 point of carryover, what can he do? He's got a Ghoul. Have I got my Witch Hunters still? Have I played them already? Oh, look at that. I've got my Witch Hunters as well. That's not bad, eh?
Our pyres will
Nice little reset. Sweet, GG. GG, GG. Is Caretaker count as a mage? I guess not. I've fought against him actually, he's a relic. So, it's a nice little win. Should we try and do one more? We'll do one more. Come on, there's 12 of you. I can't let you boys down.
Hungry like a wolf, I am.
I've got to do one more, right? I mean, it would have been safer, I guess, to do it the other way around. I was just worried about Scorch. That's the reason I went for the Hunter first. So, let's go. Hopefully you boys can see and are interested in this deck. I will create a little Gwent DB as well for when we stream later that you can go and check out. Bang. Where are we chilling in the rankings? Ooh, just outside top 1,000. Can we finish